2020 was a rough year. And now that things are starting to come back a little bit to normal, you may find that you're having trouble in certain areas. Maybe you're having trouble at work. Maybe you're going through a divorce. Maybe it just feels like your life is falling apart. So don't despair. I'm going to talk about how to adjust your attitude when things are tough. And we're going to talk about a positive attitude, because having a positive attitude can go a long way toward creating happiness. So today I'll be sharing some tips with you on how to stay positive, even when things are tough. And this is part 5 in my new series, How to Switch Things Up. In part 1, we talked about the 7 significant benefits to trying new things. And in 2, we discussed how to break and build habits. In part 3, the topic was how to think small so you can go big with your goals. And in part 4, I shared 5 tips for how to get out of a rut and start fresh. This is your first time listening to Coffee with Colleen. My name is Colleen Hammond. Welcome. And I am a personal brand strategist. Basically, I coach clients and lead workshops and challenges on how to develop an impactful personal brand. And we do that by strengthening and incorporating your wardrobe, your on-camera presence, and body language. I'm a former on-camera meteorologist for the Weather Channel, a network news anchor, and a Miss Michigan, and I've been helping people look and feel like $1 million for over 3 decades. And part of how I work and help my clients is teaching them how to stay positive, because at some point or another, everybody has a problem in their life. In fact, 2 years ago, almost 13 million work days were lost in the UK alone due to stress, anxiety, or depression, because stress affects people mostly because of money, work, poor health, family responsibilities, or toxic relationships. Side note, if you have or think you have toxic people in your life, make sure to go check out episode 13 that I did on 5 tips to manage conflict with toxic people, and those links will be in the show notes. So remember, when you're dealing with any type of issue or problem, this too shall pass, first of all, because when one door closes, another one will open, or a window will open. And the problems that we are facing now and today will fade, and they'll soon become a bad memory. So what's the key to staying positive when things are just looking bleak? So let's find out. First of all, the first tip on how to stay positive even when things are tough: don't wait to be happy. Happiness is an inside job. How many times have you told yourself, I'll be happy as soon as I get a new job, or get a raise, or get away from this person or that person? The truth is, these things might not happen anytime soon. And if you rely on external things to live your best life, you are denying yourself your right to happiness. And I did an episode number 2, actually, how to be happy in 10 simple steps. That link will be in the show notes. But you want to focus on appreciating every moment and focus on the good in your life, practicing gratitude. Live in the present moment. Be grateful for what you have now. And a little quick tip, this has been proven to work. If you take a pen or a pencil and put it in your mouth, like between your teeth, horizontally, like going from the left side of your mouth to the right side of your mouth. And what it does is it forces your cheeks up into a smile, and it releases endorphins. So empty the dishwasher, put a pen or pencil in your mouth while you're emptying the dishwasher, or, maybe while you're brushing out your hair, or something that's going to take about 2 minutes, and you'll be amazed at how much better you feel. All right. Second tip for how to stay positive even when things are tough. Oh, this one's going to hurt. I'm sorry. I'm going to say it. Don't be a victim. When times get tough, it's easy to blame others for problems. And sometimes it is somebody else's fault, right? But when you blame other people, it just keeps you and prevents you. Your mind isn't able to find solutions and figure things out. And remember that old saying, when you're pointing the finger at someone else, there's 3 pointed back on you? I spoke about this in episode 5, 7 tips to stop negative self-talk and to be positive, because negative self-talk is one of the most crushing behaviors that we do to ourselves. Because most people have to deal with some sort of negativity their entire lives. And negative experience start during childhood, and they can continue, we can drag them throughout our entire lives because it's normal, right? So what's troubling is when we start talking to ourselves in a negative manner. And on that episode of Coffee with Colleen, episode number 5, I shared 7 ways you can stop negative self-talk in its tracks. Because that seems to be the people's like, okay, I know I'm not supposed to have negative thoughts or speak this way to myself, but how do I stop them? So I gave 7 tips on how to stop negative self-talk and how to switch that around to be more positive. Because I think the thing to remember is often we will speak to ourselves in a manner that we would never speak to a 5-year-old child. Well, that was stupid. I don't know why I did that. Well, oh my goodness, that looks horrible. We would never say that to a child. So think about your, quote, inner child and don't speak that way. So that's just one idea, but go listen to episode number 5, 7 tips to stop negative talk and negative self-talk and be more positive. And you want to kind of focus on taking responsibility for the current situation and your part in it, not other people's parts, and find a way to fix it. And break free of that poor me mentality and be proactive in your quest for happiness. And like I said, sometimes other people are to blame. But what good does that do you at this point? Is that helping you get to the next step? So just focus on you, your responsibility, and how you can take yourself to the next step. All right, 3rd tip for how to stay positive even when things are tough is jump into something new. Opportunities are everywhere. It's just a matter of going out and looking. If you're stuck in a bad job, find something else. Assess your skills. Figure out how you could use your skills to boost your income, maybe help others in the process, start a side gig, work a hobby into a money-making thing. Maybe you just lost a big client. Pitch new clients, potential customers. And you want to dedicate about 30 minutes every day to something new. So if you're looking for new clients, that would be cold calling or job hunting or whatever. The more options you have, the better. The more things you throw at the wall, the better chance you have of something sticking. And if you're still feeling down, give a listen to episode number 9, How to Project Confidence Even When You Don't Feel Like It, because confidence is the most important personality trait you can develop in order to better deal with life's transitions, whether they're personal or professional. So I gave 5 tips for looking confident even when you're just not feeling it. And once you start acting that way, that's the external starts influencing the internal. So that was a good episode. That was real popular. All right. So now your 4th tip for how to stay positive even when things are tough, meditation. I talk about meditation all the time. Remember, praying, when you pray, you're speaking. When you're meditating, you're quiet and you're listening. So meditation is one of the best ways to calm your mind, ward off stress, that and breathing. How many times we take a big breath. How many times do you do that during the day? It doesn't happen that often anymore. So being able to breathe, take deep breaths, and just focus on the moment of just relaxing and meditating and being quiet. It's so powerful. And so many studies have shown how it alters your brain's structure and triggers those positive changes in areas of your brain associated with memory, creativity, cognition. So introduce a habit of meditating every day. Do it for 10 to 15 minutes. You just close your eyes, clear your mind, take deep breaths. We talked about this in other episodes, and the benefits are immediate. So one of the ways that this is good to do, and what was this episode? Let me look it up real quick. It was episode How to Unlock Your Creativity with Isolde Trachtenberg. That was episode number 24. I'll include that in the show notes. Just thought about that as I'm talking here. And we talked about meditation in that, just briefly in that episode. So just because life isn't perfect right now, it doesn't mean it's going to be like this forever. Problems come and go. Think back to one of the biggest problems you had in your life. Is that still going on? I mean, if it's been resolved, don't think about one that's still going on. Think about something that was really big in your life that happened. And guess what? You survived. You worked through it. So if you worked through those things before, guess what? You can do it again. Problems come and go. What matters? Just look on the bright side for right now and hang in there, my friend. This too shall pass. So a couple more episodes that I've done in the past. Episode 5, how to bounce back after things go wrong. Episode 7, 5 ways gratitude can turn your bad situation around. And episode 14 was 8 tips and techniques for practicing self-compassion. So for right now, I just want you to go out, just enjoy yourself just a little bit. Maybe read 3 pages of a good book. Pick up the phone and call a friend or text a friend. You know what? Call. Nobody calls anymore, do they? My phone rang the other day. It was one of my best friends. I picked up the phone. I was like, everything okay? She goes, I just haven't heard your voice in a long time. I thought it was an emergency because we don't make phone calls anymore. Try a new hobby. Just something little right now, something small, just to make yourself smile. Step outside and breathe in some fresh air. Just small things can make the world of difference. So which one of these tips are you going to focus on this week? Either email me at Colleen@ColleenHammond.com or send me a DM on one of my social medias. All the links are in the show notes. Next time, we'll talk about 6 ways to add new things into your life to help you stir things up.